Hi guys, I'm here with Mardi Goodman, therapist for over 40 years, author, and now consultant. Mardi has such an immense knowledge, both experientially and because she really practices what she preaches and really lives a life of authenticity. And I want to ask Mardi one really powerful question, which I feel like can help all of us. And it is, knowing what you know now at 68, what would you tell your 40-year-old self? As I'm going to be 40, so I want this advice. What advice would you give your 40-year-old self now?
I would tell her that she's doing her best. I would tell her to slow down. I would tell her that you're not fucked up. I don't think
You're allowed to say whatever.
I'm allowed to say that. Because I think I've had so much on my plate, and I think most people in their 40s have so much on their plates, especially if you're raising kids and working, and even if you're not working, that there's just so much to carry, and so much developing and expanding and confusing you, and so many things to sort out. You know, you kind of do naturally slow down. And I would tell her, you will naturally slow down. You will naturally reap the benefits of all that you put out there. But I want you to slow down, and I want you to know you're not crazy, and you're doing great, and you're doing the best you can. And that you have lots of time to figure stuff out. You have time to clean up the stuff you didn't get at the time with your kids. Your relationship will keep unfolding and growing. You'll keep unfolding and growing. There's no there, that now is all that you have, and that you're manifesting the most amount of love you're capable of right now.
If you could give one piece of advice with all the experience you have with couples work, what would you tell your 40-year-old self around how to have a more purposeful and connected marriage?
Well, the most important thing I would tell myself, I wish I could have told myself this then, and I tell myself this now all the time, is don't worry about him. Don't try and fix him. Don't try and figure him out. Just keep working on you and keep telling the truth about you. Because in every couple I've ever seen, they really think that other person has more problems with intimacy than they do. And that if the other person would just not this or do this, that intimacy would be easy. They always think it's easier I'm better at it than he is, she is. And that's not true. The truth is there's maybe you're a quarter step ahead. Maybe.
Mm-hmm. And I think this could be the topic for our next video as to why intimacy is so difficult for people.
Yeah.
And because I want to keep it short, we're not going to get into that. But
yeah,
could you, like Reader's Digest version, talk about why you feel
it's a really
challenging?
I'll give you one quick thing that I really love about intimacy.
Because that's another thing that I think people shame themselves for.
Oh, absolutely. I
think we shame ourselves if we can't be intimate, or if we don't want to be intimate, if we're afraid. It's like something's wrong, so we should be.
Yes.
But people don't realize it's actually quite
human
and normal to be afraid of intimacy or to have challenges.
Two things I would say about that. One is we are all afraid of intimacy, and we don't even know why half the time. Sometimes we know why, but a lot of times we don't know why, because it's
emotional or sexual, or both.
Both to some degree. That's a big conversation where you just
next.
Sexuality, big one. But no, I think we're all afraid of intimacy, and we may not even know why. And I think it comes back to stop trying to fix change and figure out your mate. Keep doing your work and bringing your truth and being accountable and showing up in that way. And that will lead you to a greater level of safety. So in the relationship, because the more you show up accountably and responsibly and telling the truth about your feelings and about what part you're playing and being accountable for your impact, the safer it is when you occasionally need to say to your mate, I think that's you, actually, not me. Or I think that wasn't okay what you did. Mm-hmm. Then you have more credibility in the relationship because you're doing that. And you are more mature in that sense that you're looking into yourself and accountable, knowing and knowing yourself. And if I break down the word, I once heard this, I don't even know where I heard it from, but anyway, if you break down the word intimacy, it's into me, see.
Into me, you see.
Into me, see. Intimacy. Into me, see. Which means into me, see. When I used to do Marilyn, I was on Marilyn Dennis when she was on City Line for 7 years. And I bumped into her the other day, and Marilyn said, into me, see. I said it like I was actually 40 at the time.
Intimacy, into me, see.
Into me, see. So if you do all the stuff. Well, if you do into me, see, and I do intimacy, we're going to connect. Because we're taking down the walls, we're speaking truth, we're letting each other into our truth, our feelings, our story, our experience, and then the connection will happen there.
And what you said also once, which was so brilliant, was that when human beings are in real connection, their brains actually thrive.
Oh, absolutely. We thrive in the presence of connection. We need it. It's important for us. We thrive when we feel like we have a purpose, when we have meaning, when we are connected, when we have community, when we have a tribe. That's where we thrive.
We thrive when we have purpose, connection, meaning, and community. Yeah. So if there are people watching us that, are struggling with some of these things and don't know where to start, those are certain places that you need to start to build to have a purposeful life. And, we could break that down, but for time's sake, we won't. Can you let us know one word?
You got another one.
That if you were going to sort of just give a message to people, if they wanted more calm, balance, peace in their life, what's one word that they should start to focus on?
Awareness. I always start with awareness. Yeah. Because you may not know how to stop some of the behaviors. You may not know how to exit a bad relationship. You may not know how to be the parent you want to be. You may not know how to be a more loving adult with yourself. You may not know how to take better care of yourself. So I always say, let's just start with awareness. Just notice. Notice how that happens. What were you feeling? What were you thinking? What were you reacting to? What were your interpretations? Be interested. Be curious. Maybe you are in pain. Maybe you're anxious. Maybe you're scared. Just be aware of it right now. Don't worry about how you're going to fix it or what you're going to do. I want you to notice it. And awareness in and of itself is curative. Research has shown that awareness and having that with some loving awareness, when you're doing it really judgmentally, it's probably going to help. But when you're doing it with curiosity and some empathy and some compassion, then in and of itself, that will take you a whole next step. We'll start to resolve a lot of the issues. And then we can move from there. So I would say awareness.
Okay. Thank you so much.